Hi, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Discovering the High Life. We're here with Jim Jamison of Foggy Noggin Brewing.
Well, you're in our giant 10 by 20, 200 square foot brew house here. We do half barrel batches. It's all manual process. We do all English ales, and this is the base malt in most of our beers. Maris Otter malt, which comes from England. Crisp is the maltster. They do all floor malting, so it gives us plumper, more flavorful barley kernels. So that's really, the essence of English beer is that big malt character to start off the beer. Then we mill it and we move it into our mash tun. It's a 20-gallon mash tun. We mash for an hour. We change our pH in that water as well because we want to hit up we have about 9 different brewing waters that we try to replicate from the UK. And that'll change how the sugars are converted. We sparge it with hotter water, collect all of our sugars in the boil kettle, and then we add our hops as we're brewing. This is the granddaddy of British hops, is East Kent Goldings, and they just have that wonderful, rich English aroma to it, and they're nice and gentle and give a nice firm, dry bitterness. It's all done. We put it into our stainless steel conical fermenters at 65 degrees. This goes in for a week, and then we move it out and we secondary it at 32 degrees to clean the beer out. No filtering. This is the closest thing you're going to get to an authentic English ale anywhere in America.
Okay, so we saw the brewery, and now we're outside of the tasting room here, and we're going to talk about some of these beers.
Well, first of all, we opened up in March of 2010, so we just had our 10th anniversary this last March, and it was not what we wanted to do because we were in the COVID shutdown. We started with, in 2010, 2 beers, and we had our English Bitter, which was batch number 1, and we had our Christmas Duck Porter, which was batch number 2. They're still on tap. They're on tap almost every single weekend. English Bitter is the quintessential session beer. It's 3.4% alcohol, but it's got tremendous, nice malt, rich, sweet flavors, and it has a nice dry finish that makes it really, really satisfying, and beer you can drink all day long. Porter's a little bit higher, 5.6%, but it's got that nice roasty chocolate tones to it, and it just is a delicious beer. When we have our anniversary every year in March, we've brewed this beer for 10 years. It's our anniversary ale. It's an English Old Ale, which really are beers that were meant to be brewed and then saved for a special occasion. And this beer, just 5 years, really kind of when it peaks and it shines. You get that richness comes through from all the sugars kind of decaying, and it's a real good beer to age. Delicious. This year, for our 10th anniversary, we did a very limited run of this FNX. It's an imperial version of this. Quite a bit higher in alcohol, a little hoppier. And we've never done before, so I'm not really sure how it's going to age. We think it'll age well. And then the barrel that you saw there in the Zemplin Forest Hungarian Oak, the house ale is the beer that we do there. And so it's the same beer every single batch, and then we hand write on it which batch number it is. They're all uniquely slightly different. It's really a great beer. And then once a year we do an English barley wine. We call it Duck's Ass, and it's all malt, so we were only able to do a sixth of a barrel per batch, but this is 11.2% alcohol. We do limited releases on this in every January, so be looking out for those kinds of things. And then we've got 10 beers on tap when we're open all the time, 2 on nitro and then 8 on CO2 for growler fills. You can have pints when we're open, but not until this COVID's done. We'll be back open for that, but you can get growler fills of the 8 beers every single week right now for curbside pickup.
Yeah, and this is a great spot. I can't wait to come back out here again when you're open and just enjoy a pint out here. That doesn't even feel like we're in the city anymore. Like you said, you can get the curbside service right now, so definitely come by and check it out. Thanks a lot for spending some time with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.